You are watching the HangWith.me Showcase series, cast by myself, Totalbiscuit. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to SHOUTcraft right here, bringing you Morrow in the green trunks, playing Zerg right here on the scrap station versus his opponent, Socke in the red trunks. Oh, he is playing Protoss, and he is playing Protoss. You know, there's a difference between playing Protoss and playing Protoss. Socke plays Protoss. Yes, he does. And he makes his opponents pray for mercy, which they do not get. The HangWith.me showcase, continuing to bring you excellent matches. Oh yes, they brought you Cats versus Kiwi Khaki in an amazing best of 7, and they are now bringing you what could only be classified as some of the best macro games we have seen in recent memory. It is good stuff. We are only now on Game 3. We are over an hour into this series. It is excellent, there's no question, and there is still all to play for, because it's one apiece. We could go all the way to 7 here. Will this be a shorter matchup? We will find out. The scrap station is the venue. Always nice for Zerg, but you'll notice that Socke is immediately going to block off any attempt at a fast expansion. Will Morrow go for the same strategy he's used in the last 2 matches, whereby he simply decided to grab that refinery, that extractor immediately? Is a possibility, certainly. However, bear in mind that probe is actually out of position right now. He hasn't placed it. He's gone for spawning pool first this time, and then he'll go into his refinery. Okay, fair enough. No problem at all. A little bit of variation on the opener, but nothing severe. Socke with the assimilator coming up, and the gateway. Now, that last game, unbelievable. So, Socke at no point ever really lost an engagement in any major way. Socke is a very consistent, very strong player. He's very economical with his units, and he did not allow his opponent to do what he did to him on the Tal'Darim altar, which was to simply outmass. Efficiency is not always the most important thing. You will know this, you should know this. If you have loads of money, you can keep sacrificing units as long as your opponent is eventually ground down in a war of attrition that he cannot win because he runs out of dudes. Yeah, that is a problem for a Protoss against an extremely economically centric Zerg like Morrow. It's the kind of thing that the Protoss have nightmares about, and it could be the case here on this map as well. There's the second assimilator coming up right here for Socke, looking for that expansion. Let's chase that probe off. Socke will, of course, try to delay it for as long as he can. No question about that. Morrow does have the money. He could place it right now, but Socke still with a little bit of ring around the rosy, a little bit of a dance coming in, but here come the Zerglings, which means that you, little probe, are going... Well, that was just mean. Look at that. That was just mean. A spiteful pylon right there by Socke. He cancels it, of course. Doesn't want to lose anything, and there's the hatchery. Holds it off for a few more seconds. Will it make the difference? We will certainly find out. Those little things, folks, they might not be the critical point of a match, but they do all add up. Ooh, Morrow, you want your economy, you need your economy. Morrow, I wouldn't call greedy. He's a bit of a mogul, folks. You know, I know of many macro-focused players that love the economy. Cloud, for instance, he expands on 14. He's a Terran player. 14 supply, folks. He thinks he's a Zerg. We call him the Terran mogul. He loves simply out-macroing his opponent. Morrow is one of those kind of players as well. He absolutely adores to out-macro his opponent, and perhaps a little bit more important for the Zerg than it would be for other races. We've got 2, that is 2, count them, 2 gateways coming down for Socke. No sign at all of a robotics facility as of yet, but no doubt we'll get it sooner rather than later. The line is held, no question. No way he's getting through there at all. But of course, it does give a reasonable amount of map control. We've got a run of the map right here from Morrow. He's got good vision, got control of this area right here. You see that Zelnaga Watchtower. And we've got those gold minerals that look absolutely delicious. Zerg love gold minerals, folks. Indeed, they would endorse them, in fact, as the breakfast cereal of choice. They are completely filled with nutrients for those little growing Zerglings. What do we see? We've got another gateway on the way. Hallucination on the way. Did he cancel out of that? He may very well have. Yeah, no he didn't. No he didn't. He's gone elsewhere. He is hiding it at the top there, folks. He has 4 gateways and only a single base. Intriguing. Can he deploy anything to cause damage with that, more to the point? Probably not. Morrow does have a good run of the map. He's got Zerglings all over the place. Any attempt to get probes over there will be easily crushed before they're able to deploy a pylon anywhere they should, or indeed, in the case of the Zerg, anywhere they shouldn't. Naughty, naughty pylons. Ugh. Roaches on the way. Spore Crawlers on the way right now for Morrow, perhaps assuming once again Phoenix play is a possibility. Indeed, that's not going to happen. Hallucination is on the way for Socke. Intriguing stuff, looking for that scout. Of course, he can't really scout around here. He'd sacrifice a probe, but be very easily killed due to the map control of Morrow. Morrow knows exactly what's going on, and he's got his lair on the way up as well, plus the Roach Warren, which will be there momentarily. He's actually invested an awful lot on those initial Spore Crawlers. Actually, that could prove to be good. That could prove to be a good call. I have to wonder if he knows whether or not that was a hallucination. I imagine he probably does, because Spore Crawlers, I think, can spot the difference. Yes, I'm fairly sure they can. So next time he tries to do that, we will find out. He probably knows that's a hallucination, so he's not thinking that there's going to be an awful lot of air coming in. But we do have a significant mobilization right here for Socke. 4 Zealot, 4 Stalker, 5 Sentry is what he's looking to do right here. Throw that down the throat. Do a mega damage. Can he get mega damage, folks, or will he simply only do ultra damage? You never know. Is mega more than ultra? I really do not know. The Megalisk is not in the game. The Ultralisk is. Does that mean the Megalisk is a lesser being? Or is it a greater being? Simply too overpowered for this particular game. Use the steam! It is impenetrable to our advanced sensor technology. Who knows why? But he's going up the line once more. Morrow needs to continue to spawn units. I find that having units is helpful when things are engaging in your base. Oh dear! Oh dear! He's not going anywhere, folks. He's going to have to fight. This is a little bit of last stand going on right here. Can he crush them? Looks like he can. He's got the firepower, folks. Yes, he does. More roaches have been spawned. They're not going to be able to reinforce from the side right there. That was the purpose of those force fields. How much more damage can he do with that base? He looks for it, but it's getting progressively crushed. It's well defended, but a huge amount of drones were thrown away. In that defense, roaches cannot take part in the fight, and the Stalkers were able to do maximum damage. A very efficient attack there, an extremely efficient attack there by Socke. Bear in mind, he lost more units than his opponent, but he was able to do significant economic damage. Socke is now 12 harvesters ahead of his opponent. This line is pretty much almost gone. He was forced to pull everything he could off it. Socke now looking to reinforce. That's going to be met, of course, by the might of the roaches. And we all know what's going to happen in this particular encounter. That's only going to go one way, and he knows it. Looks to get some sniping damage off. Use the range of the Stalker. Stalker does have a 6 range, and the Roach has a 4. So there you go. Something you can use, and roaches are not all that fast, unfortunately, and no glial reconstitution for them as of yet. A very wonderful present it would certainly be. A pretty late expansion up for Socke right now at the 10-minute mark. He's feeling pretty confident right now. He knows exactly what his opponent's got. He's got the measure of his opponent, and he also knows that his opponent's going to have to really consider putting an awful lot of lava into drones, and indeed he has. He's actually equalized right now, so that would be no military units available. The forces of Socke could do some damage if he decided to spawn any, but he's also focusing a little bit on his economy right now. We're seeing no robotics facility. Nothing advanced, really. Forging a couple of cannons right down there to protect that expansion. But still very, very low tech for Socke, relying primarily on warp gate units. He does have 4 warp gates available. He could indeed expand to 6 very easily. Once that Nexus comes down, he starts to mine from it. There's the speed upgrade that we're eventually expecting to see, and another expansion right now for Morrow. Will he be able to defend that? Yes. Yeah, it's a fairly defensible position. He still has map control now, thanks to the possession of those Xel'Naga watchtowers. Could be looking to possibly cut through there, but it won't really give him all that much of an advantage right now. Socke playing his cards quite close to his chest. No question. Well, well, well. Socke advances. Will he take the line? Will he destroy the rocks? Will he bring great vengeance and furious anger to those inanimate silicon objects? We will find out. Another horribly fake Phoenix. Yes, that's exactly what it is. However, it will be spotted eventually if he decides to roll it over a Spore Crawler at any rate. Hydralisk Den on the way. Roaches are what's being deployed. Socke still very defensive. Not an awful lot going on right there. However, I would be concerned, once again, because Socke could fall into a position where he is economically behind. He is already behind in terms of his harvest account, continues to warp in units, looks for another push, but they're going to be met by very stiff resistance at the hands of these roaches. The glial reconstitution speed upgrade, and all of this wonderful, delicious creep will be at Morrow's disposal, and will prove to be significantly advantageous. 14 roaches available, and 3 queens. 4 Zerglings, and pretty much nothing else. We're looking for Hydralisk, but we do have a Spire coming up right here. Still nothing from Socke other than gateway units. Continues to push it in. A Contaminate on the robotics facility. There we go, some sneaky little maneuvering right there. No Observer for you, good sir. No Observer for you, and indeed no Immortals, more to the point. So those Roaches are going to be significantly potent. He's already looking for Zerg Missile Attack upgrade level 2. He has one. His opponent does not have any upgrades of any description. 2 more gateways coming up right here. Morrow, not a fan of that. Able to be shielded there by the steam and backing off before anything happens. Looks to reinforce this, and he's going to have to because that force could potentially break that line. More needed. More needed. Yes, indeed. Did he look for another Contaminate? No, he did not. There's the engagement right here. As we see it, it's a good separation, but not quite good enough as far as I'm concerned. He boxes those Roaches in. They're able to inflict significant casualties. However, Socke does now have a numbers advantage, and he's going to keep pushing it. There we go. Into the line for Socke. Oh, that's going to be a massacre. No question about that. Doesn't have the numbers. Doesn't have the numbers. Morrow continues to reinforce. He's got Hydralisks on the way. Will they be able to break that line? That's what he's looking for right here. Socke goes all the way through. Yes, he is still alive and kicking. Reinforcements from the side for Morrow. There's the flank. There's the attempted separation. It did not happen, and he drives them away with great skill. How many more can he grab on the creep? How many more can he grab on the creep? He looks for 1. He looks for 2. He looks for 3. Can he grab a 4th? He can. He crushes them against the wall of the scrap station. No mercy. Here's the warp in from the side for Socke. More defensive units coming in, but they're going to get crushed. Look at it. Morrow delivers. Oh, no. Socke loses everything he has in terms of his army. Good game, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. Look at how many units he was able to bring in. He turns the tide. He was deceptive, folks. He was patient. He waited, and he sprung that trap. And was that trap glorious? It was indeed. And Socke is now 1 game behind. It is 2-1 in this best of 7 series in favor of Morrow. We will be right back after this, folks. Don't go anywhere.